you're the least bit handy, you can build a bench like this. The tricky part's the assembly. We're going to show you 5 tips to build this baby.
Build Schaudt with creations. We bring logs to life.
So the size of your wood's kind of a big deal. This is 24 on the top, about 25 on the bottom. It's a piece of live edge white pine that we carved here on site. This is the back of the bench. The seat of the bench is around 20. Another piece of white pine. It's a lot easier. It looks kind of cleaner if you just square cut the back, leave the front be live edge. That seems to look the nicest. And if you leave it hang over anywhere between an inch to 2, so it doesn't have to be like bench perfect. Everything doesn't have to be super exact here. There's some fudge factor in this rustic wood. The legs, this is going to be a big bench, so I need about a 24.5 minimal piece for these legs. And what saves me a lot of time is I have a pattern. Step 1, make a pattern to fit your wood. This guy's pretty big. I have it set up for about a 24.5 inch piece. Now you see I got little scribble marks on here. We adjust this around so we can add to it based on the slab size that we have. I always leave a little gap here, so I put little notes on my patterns. You know, the bottom sticks up. We use 2¼ inch thick for our benches, so you got to calculate that in. Then there's a gap, then there's your back piece. But having this around when we go out digging through the slabs and lay it on there and try to wiggle around all the imperfections in the wood. It's a big, huge time saver. That's kind of why I wanted to show it to you. We also have the slopes already built into this. So we drop this bottom anywhere between 1.5 inches. So up where the back of your knees are is higher than where your back goes. And in the same thing with the back piece. It leans back even probably a little bit more. I would say 1.5 inches to 2. And when you put the slope on your bench, it makes it way more comfortable. So that's what you're looking to do, make a nice, comfy, cozy bench. All right, step 2 is assembly blocks. These are made out of 2x8s, made them years ago. Make sure they're nice and square. I put this bench 5 foot out to out. They hold it in place so I'm not moving around. I can do this all by myself. Just set these blocks up first. Keeps this guy from moving all over the place. Keeps it nice and straight so you're not wrestling and fighting. That's the most convenient thing to do. Simple, easy. Everybody's got some wood laying around. Here we are, step 3, the right hardware. Look, you can find this at about any hardware store, Tractor Supply, Royal King, you name it. This is brackets they use for your garage doors. I just paint mine black on the side that you see underneath. Inexpensive, easy piece to do. I use special screws for these though, and these screws are awesome. I got these from Right Leg Company. I actually first met them at the Paul Bunyan show. They're awesome screws for this application. They got a nice cut in the thread. They don't split the wood much, and they go in really, really easy. But I could never find them this size except for this company. I can get big ones, but this is the only company I've been able to get this size from. So we get this guy in here nice and flush. I always like to pre-drill here first for these screws, even though they don't split very much. That's a big advantage of these. On this particular bracket application, you're about 1 inch down. So if you were to try some bigger, like lag screw, you got a chance of splitting the wood. Why I use these brackets, then we're not drilling holes down through the top of our bench, being ugly, and places for water to sit. So once the seat sits on here, I just take these exact same screws, come right up through the bottom. Those I don't have to pre-drill, and then it holds the seat and everything together real nice and neat, and we're not doing any kind of wonky toenailing or down through the top. All right, we got the pre-drill going. Then these screws just zip in there like a champ. Perfect. And this thing's nice and sturdy. Simple, easy. All right, to screw the backboard on, these screws you can get at any Home Depot, Lowe's. Everybody uses them. They work out great. And that leads me into our next tip. Tip number 4, a hawk tui trick. As the screwing's kind of tight, got to lube her up, stick her in there. It definitely helps you out getting the screws in. All right, if you're at home and you better way of doing it, we just keep our screws in our paste wax and stick it in. So this one's gonna be longer. Then when I go to screw that in, it's gonna make our life a lot easier. So old cabinet trick from this one, and old construction trick for the first trick. Tip 5, getting placement on a live edge slab that's multiple widths. We're gonna go on the widest side, just set this top screw. I'm keeping my hand back here just in case. There we go. Now, since this is way fatter on this side than that side, basically what I'm going to do is have someone hold up on that side. We're just going to eyeball it. So we had this 1-inch piece. That looks about right once we eyeballed it. So we're going to kind of call it good right there. That way we're not way off course on the very bottom against the seat part. So I think that's a nice little average. And when you do live edge work, you just got to get used to that. A lot of times we crack a line on the board, and that's going to be our base point, and things just move in and out. So you just got to not be afraid to just step back, eyeball it, and run with it. I held off on the third screw just in case when we lifted that side up over there, it was going to be too much and kind of miss the board, or laying in a funny place in that flag where it's like concaved in and you can't get much bite on your screw. So the way we end up having it set, I can kind of stick with my original marks, but a smidge more, I would have had to change my original marks. This beautiful patriotic bench is heading to Terry's house. You served in the
Navy.
How many years?
4 years.
4 years.
I was an officer.
Awesome.
Down in Little Creek, Virginia for the Amphib Forces. And this is the final piece for a garden I've been working on for a year. And I can't wait to install it. It's going to just blow people away. Great work, great look, great job.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. And we love any kind of patriotic stuff. That's our favorite thing to do around here.
You do a great job.
Awesome. You notice the good bench because it holds my big old butt on it. So what makes this bench nice and comfy is the slope we put on the back. You know, about 2-inch lean on the backboard, about 1.5 to 2 in the bottom. If you do it all square, you're like this, and it's not comfy at all. So hey, if you appreciate our content, please give us a like and subscribe. We're trying to grow our channel. Thank you. All right, size of your wood's a fun deal here. Nah, that's fucked up. Never mind. Hey. Screws are getting really hard to put in. You know, hot, put a little spitty poo on there. If you got small wood, sorry about that. I'm with you.